Beth here, and this is part 2 of my SUPboarder series about all things White Water SUP. In this video, we'll start looking at some of the important bits of kit that you need to help keep you safe as you progress through your whitewater paddling journey. Before trying White Water SUP, it's important to understand the risks and dangers as well as the correct safety kit required. There are many hidden and submerged hazards when whitewater paddling, so please wear a quick release waist belt, get yourself some coaching and avoid paddling alone. Often the most overlooked but important bit of kit when paddleboarding is a leash, as this serves as a connection between you and your board should you find yourself in the water. Most paddleboards currently come with a leash and an ankle attachment, which is perfect if you're paddling on calm, flat water with no risk of entanglement. When paddling moving water, regardless of the grade, a leash attached to a quick release belt is essential, or wear no leash at all. Should you find yourself tangled in branches or trees at the side of the river, or you and your board go opposite ways round a rock, a quick release belt quickly becomes your best friend, as it will allow you to detach yourself from the board before a situation becomes dangerous. There are plenty of different quick release belts currently on the market. The most simple of these enable you to attach a leash with an ankle attachment directly to the belt. However, if you do go down this route, make sure that that ankle leash isn't a big loop, as this could create a snag on your system. Taking this a step further, some belts have an attachment loop that requires a carabiner or something similar to attach the leash. This is often preferred for the whitewater paddlers, as it makes it a lot easier to attach and detach the belt and leash. Some of the higher end belts will also enable users to carry throw lines all on the same system rather than having to have a separate belt for each option. There are several different leash styles on the market at the moment, with both a coiled leash and elasticated webbing leash suitable for whitewater. Regardless of what you use, it should be long enough that you can walk off to the opposite end of your board, but when you're paddling normally, it doesn't trail on the board or in the water. I currently use a HF Synergy waist belt as it has lots of padding, making it super comfortable to wear for long periods of time, but enables me to carry a throw line at all times. The most important thing about the helmet you choose is that you can make it fit comfortably. There's no point in picking one just because you like the colour if it isn't going to protect you from an impact. There are plenty of different brands and styles out there, with some helmets having peaks and others with chin guards. Think about the type of water that you're going to be paddling on and grab the helmet that's suitable. Even if you're not sure, go and have a chat to your local kayak shop because they'll be able to help you out. When you are trying helmets on, make sure it fits comfortably on your head without any pressure points and doesn't move too much, as the last thing you're going to want is for it to slide off your head whilst you're in the water. Most helmets will come with loads of additional padding, so take a bit of time to fit it out perfectly for you. Add a little bit of padding at a time and ensure that it's in the right place. Once you have got it to fit comfortably, make sure the chin strap is tight enough that it's not going to slip over your chin, but not so tight that it's uncomfortable. This is normally just slack enough so you can get a finger between the strap and your chin. Have you thought about a full face helmet? There is no shame in wearing one, even if you are the only person in your paddling group that does. You might not wear it all the time, but it's a great option to have when you take on more challenging water, and it's definitely a lot cheaper than dental work. You have to feel comfortable on the water in all scenarios. Generally with kit, if it makes you feel safer or more comfortable, take it with you. One of the most common questions asked by stand-up paddleboarders is, why do I need a buoyancy aid? Won't my board float? Yes, your board will float, but it's not going to float you. Remember, your leash is likely to be 6 foot long or more, and it's not going to help keep you above the water, especially when the water's flowing. So any additional flotation measures you can wear will be really beneficial. A good buoyancy aid, fitted properly, will help you to stay up at the surface of the water if you do take a dip. Buoyancy aids come in different styles depending on what you're using them for. On moving water, you're looking for a whitewater specific BA with plenty of flotation, a low cut profile and clean features. With regards to flotation, all buoyancy aids should have a sizing chart on the back of the model. Make sure you're selecting the appropriate size BA for you. Don't get the terms buoyancy aid and life jacket confused. They are two very different things. A buoyancy aid or PFD is designed to keep you afloat, face up or down, and to allow you to swim in the water. A life jacket is designed to keep you afloat with your face up, but will be considerably more bulky, meaning it's going to be harder to swim in. A racer is the most basic of whitewater buoyancy aids. It doesn't have any fancy features or pockets, it's incredibly slim and has a very generous cut. If you find the right one for you, you'll hardly notice that you've got it on, so it's ideal if you're paddling on artificial whitewater courses. Whitewater specific buoyancy aids are normally a little bulkier than the touring counterparts, provide you with a little bit more protection if you fall off your board. Some will also have specific rescue features, such as a quick release harness, if you do need them. As I spend a lot of time paddling on an artificial course, I spend most of my time using my Peak UK Racer BA. It's super slim, which means when I'm climbing back on my board, it makes it nice and easy. The fact that it's got a nice low profile means I hardly notice that I have it on. When I am out on natural rivers and I need a little bit more kit with me, I use a Hyco Guardian, as it wraps really nicely around my torso, making it super comfortable and non-restrictive, whilst also enabling me to carry plenty of safety kit. It's really important when whitewater paddleboarding to have something solid and grippy on your feet. So whether this is a pair of shoes designed for water sports or an old pair of trainers, just make sure it is right for the environment you are in. I tend to wear a pair of Astral Hyaks as they have good grippy sole, helping me to stick to the board when I need to and have a good amount of support for traversing natural riverbanks. Regardless of the air temperature, it's really important to dress for the water temperature, with your clothing choices varying from winter through to summer. During the colder winter months, when the water and air temperature can be around 5 degrees or lower, you're going to want something that's going to keep you really warm on the water. As you'll spend a fair amount of time in the water whilst whitewater paddleboarding, a dry suit is going to be the ideal outer layer, with plenty of warm layers underneath, especially if you're going to spend a full day on the water. Alternatively, if you're only doing a short session, a decent winter wetsuit will also work. If you are wearing a dry suit or dry trousers, it's often sensible to wear a pair of thin wetsuit socks over the top to help protect your socks from rubbing in your shoes and creating small holes. As the air and water temperature warm up, you'll find that you can start moving towards a thinner wetsuit or just shorts and a rash vest. If it is windy but the water is warm, you could look at wearing a cag on top to help protect you from the wind when you're not in the water. It is important to make sure that you avoid having hoods on your dry suit and cags for whitewater, just due to the snag hazard that this presents. I currently wear a Coca-Tap dry suit. I love the fact that I can get in this suit on and off by myself due to the front zip, especially given I wear a men's suit, so it makes having to go for a lube break much easier. In the summer, I wear a Billabong wetsuit, just with a pair of shorts over the top.
Thanks for watching this SUPboarder video. We hope you now understand what gear is needed when whitewater paddleboarding, and please remember your helmet, Buoyancy Aid, quick release belt and some sensible footwear. In the next video we're going to start looking into boards and paddles for whitewater and which would be best for you.